Okay, let's jump right into this. Welcome to today's explainer. We're going to unpack a mystery that pretty much all of us have experienced, but, well, very few of us actually understand. We are diving deep into the hidden, highly structured language of dentistry. Specifically, we're decoding the complex numbering systems for teeth of dentistry used by professionals all across the globe. I mean, picture this, right? You're sitting back in the dental chair. You've got that ridiculously bright light shining in your eyes. Your mouth is wide open, and suddenly you hear your dentist calling out this seemingly random string of numbers and letters to their assistant. Number 14 looks good. Check number 3. Oh, maybe watch letter J. It honestly feels like they're speaking in some kind of secret code. But what are they actually saying? Well, here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the dentist's secret language. Second, mapping the human mouth. Third, the 3 numbering systems. Fourth, a side-by-side translation. And finally, why standardization truly matters. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the dentist's secret language. The stakes in everyday dental work are honestly incredibly high. Dentists absolutely have to have a standardized way to identify teeth because without it, you risk total disaster. We're talking about the critical need for accuracy in charting, treatment planning, and of course, insurance billing. But most importantly, there has to be crystal clear communication between dentists, specialists like orthodontists, and dental assistants. They need a perfectly precise clinical map so there's absolutely zero ambiguity about what's going on in your mouth, and to make absolutely certain nobody accidentally pulls the wrong tooth. Moving right along to Section 2, mapping the human mouth. Now, this landscape actually changes depending on your age. There's a clear contrast between what dental professionals call permanent dentition, which is your full set of 32 adult teeth, and primary dentition, which refers to the 20 baby teeth we have when we're young. These two completely distinct categories basically establish the baseline territory that these numbering systems need to successfully map out. And this all builds into a highly navigatable grid. Dental professionals essentially divide the mouth up into 4 distinct quadrants. You've got your upper right, upper left, and lower right. Within those 4 quadrants, the numbering reflects the position of 4 specific types of teeth. You have the incisors right in the front, followed by the canines, then the premolars, and finally, the molars all the way in the back. This grid right here is the absolute foundation of dental geography. Which brings us to the main event, Section 3, the 3 numbering systems. Let's start with the Universal Numbering System, which is often just abbreviated as UNS. You can basically think of this as the American dialect of dentistry, because it's the primary system used in the United States. For permanent adult teeth, it keeps things pretty simple. It just uses the numbers 1 through 32. But how exactly do they assign those numbers? Well, the UNS follows a very specific looping path around your dental arch. Go ahead and actually run your tongue along this path as we trace it, just to make it a bit more real. Step 1, it starts at the upper right third molar, so that's all the way in the upper back right of your mouth. That tooth is number 1. Step 2, it moves straight across the upper arch, all the way over to the upper left third molar, which is number 16. Step 3, it drops directly down to the lower left third molar for number 17. And finally, step 4, it sweeps right back across the lower arch to finish at the lower right third molar, and that is tooth number 32. But hey, what about the kids? Well, in the Universal Numbering System, those 20 primary teeth get a bit of an alphabet soup treatment. So instead of numbers, they're labeled using the letters A through T, and they follow that exact same looping path around the mouth. It's just a really clever way to keep things completely distinct from the adult teeth. Now let's shift gears to a totally different dialect, the Palmer notation method. This one is frequently used over in the United Kingdom and a few other countries, but it's also highly favored by orthodontists globally. Rather than doing that continuous loop of 1 to 32, this system actually resets at the center of the mouth. It numbers the teeth from 1 to 8, moving outwards within each of those 4 individual quadrants we just talked about. And this perfectly illustrates what makes the Palmer method so incredibly unique. It's a highly visual system. To know exactly which of the 4 number 3 teeth you're actually talking about, Palmer uses special bracket symbols. And these brackets literally look like the corner of the quadrant that the tooth lives in. It physically shows you the location by combining that visual bracket symbol right alongside the number 1 through 8. Finally, we have the FDI World Dental Federation system, also known officially as ISO 3950. If you are anywhere outside the US or the UK, this is more than likely what you're going to encounter. This is essentially the international lingua franca for dentists. It uses a super clean 2-digit standard to identify absolutely every single tooth. So the really crucial point here is how the FDI system works mathematically. It's incredibly logical. The first digit represents the quadrant itself. For permanent teeth, the quadrants are numbered 1 through 4. And for primary teeth, they're numbered 5 through 8. Now, that first digit works completely independently from the second digit. That second digit just represents the tooth's specific position from the center of the mouth moving outward, numbered 1 through 8.
Okay, let's bring it all together in section 4, a side-by-side translation.
Let's use a quick translation key to see how this works in practice. Focus on the upper right central incisor. That's basically your front right tooth. If you're in the United States using the universal system, that tooth is simply number 8. But if you go to an orthodontist who's using the Palmer notation, that exact same tooth is number 1 with a little bracket wrapping the bottom and left sides, showing it's in the upper right quadrant. And if you happen to be using the international FDI system, that tooth is 11, meaning quadrant 1, tooth position 1. It is the exact same tooth but translated into 3 very different dialects.
Which leads us to our final stop, section 5, why standardization truly matters.
Look, understanding all 3 of these systems isn't just some academic exercise for dental professionals. It has massive, massive real-world impacts. Proper standardization dramatically reduces horrific medical errors, like accidental extractions or doing a procedure on the completely wrong tooth. It also ensures fast, completely accurate insurance claims. It enables seamless cross-border communication of dental records, in case you move or have a sudden emergency while you're traveling abroad. And it is absolutely vital for forensic odontology, where dental records are literally used to solve crimes or identify individuals. So precision here is quite literally a matter of safety and identity.
We've unpacked the map, we've traced the grids, and we've officially translated the codes. So I'm going to leave you with this one thought. The next time you are sitting back in that dental chair, under those bright lights, and you hear all those numbers flying by, will you know which language your dentist is actually speaking? Keep your ears open. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and as always, keep learning.